Hello. For those that are new here or for those who may not know, my name is Gabriella. I'm completely blind, and for that reason, I have a trusty guide dog named Frisia. She's a black lab, and I'll show you her someday that's not today because I'm not good with cameras. Today, I really want to talk about the difference between service dogs, therapy dogs, and emotional support animals. I've seen a lot of things going around lately in regards to fake service dogs or service animals. However, I do not know about other animals, and my familiarity only extends to dogs. But I have seen a lot of things about fake service dogs, um, and service dogs, more specifically guide dogs, getting kicked off of airplanes or being asked to leave facilities. I myself, at one point, was asked to leave a bakery because there were no dogs allowed, even though my service dog, my guide dog, is allowed anywhere. So I just would like to discuss briefly the differences between these three types of dogs. The first I'd like to talk about is a service dog because that is where most of my knowledge lies. A service dog is a dog that is trained to do or perform some task for an individual with a disability. So that could range from my guide dog, who helps me get places safely, and gives me more independence in that respect, to a diabetic alert dog who alerts an individual with diabetes when their blood sugar is too low or too high, based on the scent of the chemicals that their body is releasing. There are many different types of service dogs, and if you are interested, that is something that you can definitely look into, because there are many different service dogs for many different disabilities. So these dogs are dogs that perform tasks. And they were trained to perform a certain task. And not only do they perform these tasks, but they do demonstrate basic skills such as non-destructive barking, and they are housebroken. These dogs are protected under ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act, and they are permitted to be in all public locations, restaurants, shopping centers. They are allowed to board airplanes, stay in hotels. So these animals are required to be allowed in public places, not to mention perhaps if you were to be living in an apartment that had a no pets policy, your dog would be permitted because that is documented as equipment or something that you require for a disability. The next type of dog would be an emotional support animal. Now, emotional support animals are not permitted to go into public locations such as restaurants and shopping centers. However, they are permitted to live with their owner in housing, and they are permitted to board the main cabin of an airplane just as a service dog would, unlike a typical pet. However, as I said, they are not allowed to be in public places. And emotional support dogs are just animals who provide emotional support for individuals who may have depression or anxiety, but these dogs are not trained to perform specific tasks. So it is preferred and asked that emotional support animals are housebroken and also demonstrate non-disruptive barking, just as service dogs would. However, they are not trained to perform specific tasks. And just as service dogs are, they may be denoted with a harness or a vest or some sort of badge marking that they are an emotional support animal. And the final type of dog is a therapy dog. Now, a therapy dog is a dog that someone else has worked with or trained, and this dog is meant to provide emotional support to others. However, these dogs are not typically formally trained to perform specific tasks. They are in most cases required to be housebroken and required to again demonstrate that non-disruptive barking. These dogs are typically dogs that would go into a hospital or a nursing care facility, just any kind of facility that would permit a therapy dog. So saying that word permit, that would say that if you did not first ask a hospital and go through some process to register your dog with that hospital or with that care facility, you couldn't just bring in your dog stating that it's a therapy dog, because your dog is still classified as a pet if it is registered as a therapy dog. The pet status means that it would not be permitted on planes in the cabin area, and it is not permitted in public facilities. And again, the ADA rules do not apply to a therapy dog because it is not emotional support for yourself. This therapy dog is meant to provide support to other individuals in facilities or in other situations that are not in relation to where you are and where you live and yourself. This is the extent of my knowledge on these issues, but I did think it was important to make something about them because there are so many questions and many people don't understand the differences between these dog types. So I would love if people commented below if there's more information that I didn't cover, or if there's something that I got wrong that perhaps my knowledge does not extend to. And also about service animals and emotional support animals. That is something I do not have much knowledge on. My knowledge, again, only extends to dogs. That is it for our video today. Thank you so much for watching, and please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And follow my blog, Key of Can't See, the letter C, just as this channel is, .wordpress.com, where I will be posting new updates to my blog about my life with my guide dog and my life in college as someone who is blind, as well as other issues regarding blindness advocacy and service dog advocacy.